Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Northern Farms. Welcome back to the latest map tour, really. Today, again, we're going to be exploring, this time, 2 yards. We've done 1 each in the last few episodes, but today we're going to do 2, mainly because there's not as much to demonstrate and to display on these 2. But we're going to start with Manor Farm here. This is a cereal farm predominantly, although you could edit it and change it to do whatever you want, really, with placeables. We'll come down the long old track. This track is also a public footpath, so you gotta be careful you don't go and plow into any pedestrians as they come around the corner. But we're gonna go down to the yard. We'll have a look through the main sheds. Much larger arable fields around here. There's a track that goes down there that leads to a grass field that has a campsite in the bottom of it now, and that will hopefully at some stage or another be a buyable field, which will have an income coming through it as well. And we are here to the main sheds, really. There's only 2, but they are situated and designed in a manner in which you can get some good usage out of them. So we're going to jump out. You can see we are surrounded predominantly by arable fields. If I bring up the PDA, which is not quite finished yet, needs a little bit more of alignment, but large fields around about. You've got a big Dutch barn here, which will have everything you'll need. Well, a nice storage space for bales or even machinery in here. Plenty of space, plenty of height as well. And then this is the big shed. This is actually the first shed that I ever designed and built properly in Blender. And this is your cereal shed, really, your arable storage shed for machinery, your grain storage. There's a collision along the side here, so you can tip grain in bulk there. However, there is another feature for that. So predominantly, you can use this to stick your store your machinery in, really, for the most part. There's a little bit of a man door through here, so you don't have to keep opening up the big door, but you can creep in and out right here, because you might want to get into the little workshop in a hurry to get some bits and pieces and some tools out of there. As we continue through, you'll see the big grain dryer is here. It is set that you got 3 bulk bins as well, and then I will show you to fill those up. Very simple. That is your main silo for the yard here. You do not start with this land. You do have to buy it if you would want it. So it is. It's not a cheap acquisition to start off with, that's for sure. You'll be looking at jumping in with this field. This is the patch that you want first of all there. So that is just under 500,000 really. And then you can add some other fields around about. The campsite is down here. So that might well get added in at some point or other. And then the big farm tracks come all the way up here. But up the side here is where it gets a little bit more interesting. You've got this is your grill, your dryer dumping point, really, to be honest. You'll dump into there with your grain trailers through either the tail or the actual grain door on the back, and that will slowly fill into the dryer. It will fill up, it'll fill those bins, and then you can just let it work away through there. A bit of storage space and areas for which to park more machinery, and another little bay in there as well. Around the back here, you're looking at your chemicals store. This is your liquid fertilizer tank situation. So you can come in and you can fill up your sprayers there. Now, because I haven't done it yet, if we are, let's say, I know 1 million into here, we'll come on into farmland, we'll buy this bit of ground here. And now you can see all of a sudden that you've got your fuel tank, and then you've got your grain sell point, and also your liquid fertilizer there as well. So you can actually start to take advantage of these and use these to your preferences, really. Get them filled up there and be able to drive on forward with them. That's going to be crucial to have, because you are going to need to have plenty of liquid fertilizer around about here. Now, as we open up this door here, this is the back side of the dryer. We just came through here before, and you can see there is a fill point. You'll drive your lorries, tractors, trailers, whatever you want under here to refill from the silo, so you can go away to a sell point. It's a narrow yard around here. You do have to be quite smart with how you get into here, but you can do it. I've done it with an Arctic lorry, and it is certainly possible. If you have smaller kit and a smaller setup, then there is a road or a gateway around the back here, which will bring you into a little bit of a green area, and you can just bring it straight on down and turn out through this gate here. But like I say, you will be required to have a little bit of the smaller kit in which to do so. And there's the farmhouse, and that is very like all of my houses here. I've tried to make them look as lifelike as possible there without having any detail on the windows. For me, that's not something that I necessarily need or want to see. And away we go again. So we drove through this farm track the other day. This road is new along here, by the way, but this is tying into this track here. And then this road will, if you go around there, like I say, it'll go up behind those woods there. You can follow it down to the little car park for the campsite. and also down towards the river. And if you keep going straight over, there's more fields over there and a train line as well. But we're going to take this track up here. This one's probably a little bit easier to get in and out of with larger equipment and lorries, for example. In real life, this is the way you'd come down with any of the bigger kit as well, just to avoid any disturbance to the houses over there. And hence the reason why we have a larger gate up here too. But we'll stop about here so we can open our gate up onto the small road on the backside of Bellum. And all we need to do now really is we're going to turn left here, because we're going to go and have a look at the second farm in today's video and the final farm for our tour here. Really, a few little things to have a look into this one. And this farm is actually not in real life located here next to Bellum farm, but it is a real based off a real farm. So we'll just scoot around the corner. A little bit of an undulating hill on the side here as well, just to give you a bit of something different to look into. Around the small road, perfect. BGA's on the top of the hill over there, so really if you were looking to sell straight off to the grain store, or even if you were selling out of your bins in the shed there, it's not far to go at all. And this is Maidens Hall. This is the somewhat rundown derelict pig farm, and I actually really like this farm. This is a favorite of mine. This is based off of a real life location. I've modeled the buildings as much as possible. It was actually a bit more of a livestock farm in general, just dairy and sheep at one stage or another. However, we brought in a bit of the pigs because I really just wanted to put them somewhere that kind of fitted what I was looking for. And so we found it. So this is your sheds. This yard, the intention was behind this to have a bit more of a derelict looking setup, and I think we've got that. I need to look into why that's flickering so much. Farmhouse around the corner here. A few more smaller fields on this side. This yard's perfect for if you just want smaller equipment to start with. And because of the situation and the fields around it, we are down here. Very cheap starting price, really. You know, you're only looking at 130 grand for this a few small fields here. Some old cattle pens there that aren't really good for anything. They're a bit derelict and run down now, but they're still here anyway. And then I think we turned off. Then as we come through, you got one storage shed here. It's a bit run down again. There's a few trees and things and weeds creeping through here, but it'll still do a job. It'll still hold some stuff. This is an old cattle shed, which is really gone. I mean, the most you could probably use this for in its current state would be just to park a few things and maybe keep some things undercover. You can see some parts of the roof are falling through here, and there's some of the tins snapped off on the end, and the walls starting to fall down. So it's not in the best of conditions, but it is what it is. And these buildings here aren't usable, but they are just old stone buildings. You do, however, have a grain silo here, which you can just back your trailer straight in from the road, and you can tip into there. Ideal for your piggies because they need food. So you can store it into there and feed it straight into here. Now what we need to do, we're going to just buy all of this field again. And let's get some pigs in here. There you go. And they are happy as anything. So they are squeaking around there, having a great old time. So your pigs are in, so you got your water here, and you've also got your grain silo. Like I say, around the back here is this again. Corner of a field, a few bits of old abandoned machinery, but nothing special in there. An old derelict farm, which isn't really doing too much, really. Coming around the corner, and you got a little bit of a track along here to get towards some fields as well. Now this track may at some point, because I do like doing it, be turned into an actual track because I think it looks a lot better. But we'll see about that. And I love these small little fields here as well. I really, really do. But that is the pig farm. That is a small detailed pig farm, and it's, you know, it's got enough on that for you to start with. You could even just use it as a base for a contracting gig, you know, because it's a nice cheap yard. It gives you somewhere to store your equipment, and you can look to diversify and build out from there. We're going to go back, because we're going to have a look at something else that's nearby as well, which is an opportunity really for anyone to be able to, you know, dabble in a little bit of survival maybe. We're going to come out of here, and we're going to take a left and cut through this little back road, which connects onto the main road here. Now this main road is quite busy. There's a lot of cars on here, as you can see already. That road, that goes down to nowhere. You won't be able to go through there. But that's the end of the map, really. That's from where we are right here. We're at the along the southern edge of the map, the train line, and we're just going to cut through here. And right up here in the paddock on our left are some rather nice looking old buildings. So these do look just like completely derelict buildings, and they are to the naked eye there. This one is completely fallen through, the roof's gone, the beams are down, it's full of junk and clutter, and it's not really good for anything. This one over here, whilst looking still fairly solid, is full of junk. You got a caravan, you got old generators in there, there's a bus around the corner, and some knackered old bales to boot. So they're not really good for much. However, once you bought the land, you'll see that there are indeed, I'm coming to here, and you can see there are 2 different placeables. So you can actually remove the junk and clutter from here, which is something that we want to do. This field isn't that expensive either, but what will happen is when you move ourselves out of the way here, you go onto the construction, you want to make sure you hit demolish. We're going to remove those. And out they go. And now you've got, whilst it's a shed that still needs some weed control, you can do that with the terrain editor. All of a sudden there, it's a shed that you can actually start to use. It's a storage shed. You might want to stick some machinery in here, but it's also a great starting point if you are a fan of, say, like a survival mode or anything like that. It gives you the opportunity in which to do something. And furthermore, you want to start to build a yard out and use this perhaps as a cornerstone. Well, you can just go and get rid of that shed over there as well. Nice and easy done. You come back on into construction. And then you hit demolish. And there it goes. Everything is gone. You now have more field space, but you now also have an area which you can maybe build another shed out there too. So giving you lots of things that you can look into there and practice and design and build the yard to the manner in which you would like. As I mentioned, the Mart and the BG are just up the hill there. We're going to have a look at all of those game features in a separate video, but that is a different area of the map, really. I do like the looks down here. You'll see there's a few small barns dotted around over here. You can see one just there in the middle, and there's one further over there as well. But nice different variations of field sizes and shapes, and a few hills to contend with as well. But ultimately, that is what you're looking at for the final 2 yards for the northern farms. We're getting there with testing, folks. We really are. This week I've been doing a lot of work on finishing a few things up, trying to smarten up the PDA, make sure that's functioning, and get things working as well with a bit of some of the images and icons that I'll be needing to get this ready to upload, really. All of the texture issues have been resolved in testing, and now that means we've just got onto a handful of i3Ds, which we should hopefully start looking into next week. If that is indeed the case, stay tuned to see what that looks like, because it could be pretty cool. We could hopefully be coming along soon with some testing and even some more first looks and let's plays. So I am intending to do my first ever playthrough and let's play with this on a live stream this afternoon at time of release here on Sunday. So do stick out for that, because if we do that, we might also do it through the week as well. So if that is the case, stay tuned to the YouTube channel, and we shall see you all in the next one. Until then, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.